それではインタビューを始めさせていただきます。はじめのテーマ、アルゼンチンについてお伺いします。はじめのトピックです。今回ミレイ氏が支持を集めたのは、具体的に彼のどの政策が人気を集めたのでしょうか？
Well, it is difficult to know specifically what is the most important thing that Milei told to the people, to the society, that society changed their mind and changed to a liberal state. In this moment, I think that people wanted a change, a big change in Argentina, because Argentina had been with a lot of trouble in economic things, in social things. I don't know if you know, we have a poverty that increased in the last 10 years, and it was about 45%. So I think that so many people that was not happy, not having a good economy in their life, they try to make a change with Milei. Saying this, I want to get specific things of the policies he tried to make the people get engaged with, and in economic things, he told about what is the difference between a liberal economy, a liberal state, with the classical that we have before, that was more related to socialism. In this point, he talked very much about our resources, how taxes were increasing and inflation was increasing because the state spent too much and we have more expenditure than what the government had with the taxes and the payment of the people. So in this point, he tried to make people understand that they were living so badly, most of all because the state expenditure was very big. And that was one of the points that mostly the youngers took as very important for their life and for their future. So that is one of the most relevant thing I would say about the policies that Milei proposed for gaining this place in the government.
ありがとうございます。それでは2つ目のトピックです。ミレイ氏が大統領になった後、様々な改革が行われると思いますが、それについてどのような困難があると思いますか？またその困難をどのように克服するべきだと思いますか？
Well, the most important and first challenge he has is the inflation. We have a very huge inflation, which has been growing in the last years. That is not something that he can change in a short period of time. He will need a medium period of time, about 2 years, to change what inflation has cost in Argentina, because we have been printing a lot of money. The government have been printing a lot of money in the last years, and this is going to have a consequence during the next month. He expects that the consequences we are going to see that consequences in the following 1 and 2 years. So the most important thing or challenge he has now is the change this inflation. For that, he is changing the government structure, where he's eliminating some of the ministries, and he's going to have only 8 ministries, and he's getting to a new government with less people, less expenditure, and with that he's going to make an equilibrium in the state finance. That is the most important point he has. We although have debt with the FMAI, and we have to pay that. That is other point that he's negotiating with the MFI. And in the next years, we have to pay that debt. And in all this situation that we have with the economy, one of the biggest point is that the direct consequence that we have is social instability and labor instability and huge uncertainty that the society is trying to look forward what they are going to do, because when you have so many changes with the inflation, with the price of the money and of the goods and services you have to buy, it's a huge uncertainty that the structure of the government, the policies are changing, and it's a challenge for the society to trust in this new government. So I think the most important thing is to get an equilibrium. That equilibrium is directly related with the inflation and what the society is going to respond or answer to all this movement that we are having in the different policies.
ありがとうございます。ちょっとこの件について追加で聞きたいんですが、ミレイは議会で全然少数派だと聞いたんですけれども、そこはやっぱりその改革を進めていく上で、議会との協調っていうのが大事になってくるかと思うんですけど、そのあたりは結構難しいのかなと思ったんですが、そのあたりはいかがでしょうか。
We have a Republican government, so we have a president, Congress, and justice. In this sense, Milei, he has not a majority and he has very less than a majority in Congress. So if only the people of his party has to approve what the laws that he wants to make, it is very difficult. But he has another party that is the pro party, that there are some deputies and senators that are with him that want this change. But Milei knows that for the most important change or the most difficult change that he wants to do, it will be a huge challenge for him to make that all the other deputies of the other senators of the other parties goes with him and approve the different laws he is going to make. There are possibilities that some of their laws will pass in the Congress, and that will be fantastic because he can do different things. But there are some that are more significant or that change some things that the government have been doing in the past years that maybe are difficult for him.
ありがとうございます。それでは次のトピックです。アルゼンチンの中央銀行を廃止し、アメリカドルを使用する政策とのことですが、それはなぜでしょうか。今後、アメリカドルではなく、金本位制を採用したり、貨幣発行自由化を進めるという選択肢については、どのように考えていますか。
We will go through every point. The first point, why Milei plans to abolish the central bank. In Argentina, we have this big problem that is the biggest problem that we have, that is the inflation. What is inflation? Inflation is when you go to the supermarket, when you go to buy something, and the prices goes up every day. This inflation is making the Argentinian people live in an uncertainty that is being every day more difficult to have an enterprise, to have a business, to make projects in the long run. This problem is the most important problem Milei has in this moment. And when we talk about currency, when we talk about the money that we spend in our countries, we are talking about the institution. Currency is one of the most important economy institution that we have. If we trust in our money, if we trust in Argentinian peso, we will want to spend our own money. Argentinian people does not trust in the peso because we know that it's less valuable every day. With this, I can say that if we bring another currency as dollar, that American dollar is one of the most stability money currency that we have near our Latin American countries, we can make projects and try to develop our business in the long run. That is a very important point to make Argentina get out of these cycles of being poorer every year. And this is one of the most important points that Milei is going to try to make changes. When we talk about central bank is the institution that print this money. When we print money, when we print our pesos, we are making in the medium and long run, we are generating more inflation. When we want to revert that situation, it's very difficult to do that because that money is already in the street. That money is already in the people, and the prices has been growing. If we don't have the central bank, we cannot print money. That is the simplest way of thinking that we can explain what Milei want to do, not having central bank, because the central bank has no limitation and not a big independence with the executive. So the president now can ask the central bank to print more money for finance its own expenditure, and when the government wants to make more expenditure, they ask the central bank to print more money. If we don't have the central bank, we won't have inflation. This is a simple explanation, and for that we need another currency that is legal in our country. It's common for us as Argentinians to have dollars because many times we don't trust in the peso argentino, and we try to make the most important trades or the most important contracts. We normally do it with dollars, and what Milei wants to do with closing the central bank and bringing the dollar as our currency is to stop inflation and to stop this bad relationship that the central bank has with the executive. When we think about going to the gold standard, we think about going to Bretton Woods, and it's something that I don't think that Milei is going to do that. That's why he adopted the idea of not having a central bank. Instead of that, we can make free trade or free competing currencies, and I think that is the way he wants to make the currency market goes. In that way, no? I really think that in the long term, he's going to try to make different currencies compete in Argentina as every other market that we have. I think that his mind is very libertarian. He's not in the middle. He wants to adopt policies that are most in the liberal way. So I think he's going to put on the table this option of legalizing competing currencies, and that is something that he wants to do in the future. I don't know if Argentinians are going to allow that, but it's one of the options he will try to do, I think so. When we have this mindset of somebody that is helping us to live, or somebody that is our refugee, where we can go and ask for making our life more simply than it is, we are not being responsible of our acts.